Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow older with grace, energy, and a spark that never fades, while others at the very same age struggle with even the simplest tasks? The truth is, after the age of 70, only a very small group, about 3%, continue to carry 6 rare abilities that reveal what real vitality looks like in later life. These abilities aren't about chasing youth or pretending to be 20 again. They're about something much deeper: strength that supports independence, clarity that brings peace of mind, and joy that turns each day into a gift worth cherishing. They're the quiet treasures that allow a person to wake up in the morning with purpose, to face challenges with courage, and to keep discovering meaning long after society assumes life should slow down. In this video, we're going to walk side by side through these 6 remarkable abilities. Each one is a window into what's possible when resilience, daily choices, and a hopeful heart come together. Some of these may surprise you. They are not flashy or dramatic, but they are powerful. Little practices and strengths that make the difference between merely existing and truly living. And here's the best part. While only 3% of seniors naturally hold on to these abilities, that doesn't mean the rest of us are left behind. Every single one of these can be nurtured, strengthened, and built over time. Whether you're already past 70, just approaching it, or even helping a loved one walk this path, these lessons are for you. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's explore together what it really means to thrive in the later seasons of life. Imagine for a moment sitting down on the floor. Maybe you're playing with your grandkids. Maybe you've dropped something under the table. For many people past 70, this simple act feels like a mountain. Getting down is one challenge, but getting back up without leaning on a chair, a wall, or someone's helping hand, that feels almost impossible. And yet, for that rare 3% of seniors who can still do it, this ability becomes a quiet badge of honor. It isn't about showing off, it's about freedom. When you can rise from the floor on your own, it means your hips, knees, and ankles are still flexible. It means your core and leg muscles are strong. It means your sense of balance is steady and your confidence is intact. This single skill pulls together nearly every part of the body into a graceful test of health. Let me share with you a story. Barbara is 81 years old. She adores her great-grandchildren. And whenever they scatter toys across the living room rug, she's right there on the floor beside them. Her friends often avoid sitting on the ground because they know it will be awkward or even painful to stand again. But Barbara made a promise to herself years ago. She would do stretches each morning and simple strength exercises each evening. It hasn't always been easy, but those habits mean that today she can laugh and play on the carpet without a second thought. Her doctor believes this one ability, standing from the floor, will add years of independence to her life. Think about that. It's not just about exercise. It's about avoiding the fear of falling. It's about bending down to pick up something you dropped without panic. It's about being able to take care of yourself, even in unexpected moments. If you struggle with this right now, don't be discouraged. Experts suggest starting small, using a sturdy chair or a supportive friend's arm to practice. With time, patience, and steady effort, your body can regain flexibility and strength. Every little step forward is progress. Remember, this isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about reclaiming the confidence that your body still belongs to you. Rising from the floor without help may look simple, but it speaks volumes. It whispers that your spirit is still strong, your body still capable, and your independence still within reach. Now let's talk about something that feels just as challenging as standing up from the floor: technology. Smartphones, video calls, online banking, these things can feel like a whole different language. Many seniors tell me they feel left behind, as though the world is moving too quickly. And yet, among that rare 3% who thrive past 70, you'll find men and women who have chosen curiosity over fear and confidence over hesitation. Take George, for example. At 77, he used to feel embarrassed whenever his children talked about apps or online accounts. He'd nod along, but inside he felt lost. One day, instead of giving up, George walked into his local library and signed up for a beginner's computer class. The first few weeks weren't easy. He made mistakes, he forgot steps, he even pressed the wrong buttons. but he kept showing up. Today, George not only checks his email, but also pays his bills online, eats dinner, and joins weekly video calls with his grandchildren. The pride on his face when he talks about helping his friends set up their phones is priceless. More than that, George has discovered something powerful. Learning doesn't stop when you turn 70, 80, or even 90. Growth is always possible. That's the heart of this rare ability. It's not just about typing or swiping a screen. It's about embracing the belief that you are never too old to learn. Every small victory, sending a text, ordering groceries online, joining a family Zoom call, becomes a reminder that your world is still wide open. For many seniors, technology feels intimidating. The screens are confusing, the settings overwhelming. But here's the secret. You don't have to learn everything at once. Start with one small thing. Maybe it's sending a picture to a friend. Maybe it's learning how to use the flashlight on your phone. Then practice it until it feels natural. From there, move to the next skill, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Community centers, libraries, even your grandkids, they can all be wonderful teachers. Every time you ask a question and try again, you're building not only knowledge, but also confidence. Think of technology not as a burden, but as a bridge. It connects you to family, to friends, to the wider world. It brings opportunities for joy, for learning, for staying engaged. And the moment you realize you can do it on your own, that's the moment you reclaim a piece of independence no one can take away. Let's move to something less about muscles or gadgets and more about the heart, friendship. As we grow older, it's natural for our circles to shrink. Friends move away, health changes, loved ones pass on, and sometimes before we realize it, our days feel quieter, lonelier. But among that resilient 3% of seniors who thrive well into their 70s and beyond, one trait shines brightly. They hold on to meaningful friendships, not just acquaintances or polite hellos, but deep, trusting bonds that nourish the soul. Take Nancy, for instance. She's 83 and still meets regularly with a group of friends she's known since high school. Imagine that, decades of laughter, shared memories, heartaches, and triumphs. When Nancy lost her husband, those friends were there with meals, comfort, and a listening ear. And when one of them faced surgery, Nancy showed up at the hospital with flowers and prayer. Their friendship isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. This is the quiet power of friendship. It strengthens the mind, it lowers stress, it keeps the spirit alive. Science even shows that people with strong social bonds live longer and stay healthier. But beyond the research, there's something deeper. Friendship reminds us that we are not walking this road alone. The truth is, maintaining strong friendships takes effort. It's easy to say, I'll call later or maybe next week. But thriving seniors don't wait. They pick up the phone, they send that birthday card, they invite someone over for tea or suggest a short walk together. Even small gestures build big bridges. Friendship in later life isn't about having a huge crowd. It's about having even one or two people you can count on. People who see you, who know your stories, who will laugh with you until tears roll down your cheeks or sit quietly when words are too heavy. And if your circle feels smaller these days, take heart. It's never too late. You can rekindle an old bond, reach out to a neighbor, or join a local group. Sometimes the first step feels awkward, but once you take it, doors of connection open wide. The rare seniors who cultivate friendships reap joy, comfort, and resilience every single day. And for many, these friendships become the richest treasure of all, a reminder that love, laughter, and companionship are just as important as food or medicine. Now let's talk about something beautifully simple: walking. No fancy equipment, no expensive gym membership, just putting one foot in front of the other. Yet among the rare 3% of seniors thriving after 70, the ability to walk 2 miles without stopping stands out as a clear marker of vitality. Think about it. 2 miles may not sound like much to a younger person, but in later years, it becomes a powerful symbol of independence. It shows that the heart is strong, the lungs are working, the joints are steady, the muscles are holding up. In short, it's proof that the body still knows how to carry us through life with grace. Let me introduce you to Frank. He's 80 years old, and every morning he laces up his shoes and heads to the park. Rain or shine, warm or chilly, Frank makes his rounds. He doesn't rush, he doesn't compete. He simply walks at a steady pace, greeting neighbors and breathing in the fresh air. Over the years, this simple habit has kept his weight stable, his mood bright, his doctor more than impressed at every checkup. While many of his peers have slowed down or rely on canes, Frank's commitment has kept him mobile, independent, and free. Walking 2 miles is not just physical, it's emotional too. It brings a sense of freedom, the ability to run errands on your own, to visit friends, to explore nature without needing someone else to drive or assist. It's the confidence of knowing your legs can still take you where your heart wants to go. Of course, this level of stamina doesn't come overnight. It takes patience, consistency, a willingness to move even on days when the couch feels more inviting. Sometimes it's cold outside, sometimes you're tired, sometimes your knees ache. But the 3% keep showing up, one step at a time. And that persistence pays off, not just in longer life, but in richer, fuller days. The good news? Anyone can start right where they are. Maybe today you can only walk to the corner and back. That's fine. Tomorrow go a little farther. Over weeks and months, the distance grows. And before long, you'll surprise yourself with just how far your legs can carry you. Walking is more than exercise. It's a daily ritual that keeps the body alive and the spirit young. Each step whispers, I'm still moving, still strong, still free. There's something magical about being a beginner again. At first, it can feel awkward. Your hands don't move the way you want them to. Your mind races to catch up, and sometimes you feel a little out of place. But here's the secret. That very discomfort is proof that your brain and spirit are alive, still growing, still stretching. Among the rare 3% of seniors who thrive after 70, one trait shines brightly: the willingness to learn something new. It might be a musical instrument, a craft, a foreign language, or even gardening. Whatever the form, embracing a fresh challenge sends a clear message. Life is not over. It's unfolding in new and unexpected ways. Take Carol, for example. At 76, she signed up for a watercolor class at her local community center. She walked into that room full of younger people, nervous and unsure if she could keep up. At first, her brushstrokes were shaky, her colors uneven, but week after week, Carol kept showing up. Slowly, her confidence grew. She began to look forward to class, to the friendships she formed there, and to the joy of seeing her progress on paper. Painting wasn't just about the art. It gave her new reasons to get out of the house, new conversations to share, and a new part of herself to discover. The benefits of learning something new go far beyond the activity itself. Science tells us that fresh challenges stimulate the brain, keeping it sharp and resilient. But beyond that, the emotional impact is just as powerful. Each small improvement builds pride. Each new connection sparks joy. And every step outside your comfort zone proves that it's never too late to grow. And here's the beauty. You don't have to master the skill. The outcome matters far less than the process. Maybe your guitar strings buzz, maybe your stitches are crooked, maybe your garden grows more weeds than flowers. That's not failure. That's life in motion. So ask yourself, what have you always wanted to try but put off because of age, fear, or doubt? Baking bread from scratch, writing poetry, finally learning how to use that camera in the closet? Whatever it is, take one small step toward it. The 3% remind us that curiosity keeps the soul young. And when you give yourself permission to be a beginner again, you unlock a well of joy, resilience, and purpose that can carry you through every season of life. One of the most beautiful truths about life is this: the more we give, the richer we feel. After 70, many are tempted to slow down, to turn inward, to focus only on their own routines. Rest is important, yes, but the rare 3% who continue to thrive have discovered something profound. Giving back keeps the heart alive. Volunteering doesn't have to mean grand gestures. It can be as simple as reading to children at the library, serving meals at a food pantry, or offering a listening ear to someone who feels alone. What matters most isn't the size of the act, but the spirit behind it. When you give your time, your hands, your heart, you're not just helping others. You're filling your own life with purpose, connection, and joy. Take Michael. At 82, after losing his beloved wife, he entered a season of deep loneliness. Instead of retreating, he chose to volunteer at a nearby elementary school. His role was simple: helping kids with reading, tying shoelaces, being present. Soon those children lit up whenever he walked into the room. Teachers thanked him, And Michael said, "They gave me back my reason to wake up every morning." Science backs this up. Seniors who volunteer regularly have lower rates of depression, stronger immune systems, and even longer lifespans. But beyond the studies lies something greater: the deep satisfaction of knowing your life still has impact, that your story is still being written in the lives of others. The truth is, giving doesn't demand perfection or endless energy. It only asks for willingness. Maybe you share a skill with a local group, tend flowers at your church, or call a neighbor who lives alone. Small acts ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. The 3% remind us that the secret to staying young at heart isn't clinging tightly to ourselves, it's opening our hands. Because every act of giving, no matter how small, whispers this reminder: you still matter, and the world is better because you are here. So ask yourself, what cause stirs your heart? Where could your presence, your wisdom, your kindness make a difference? Whether it's an hour a week or a day a month, every moment counts. And as you pour into others, you may just discover that life pours back into you. As we come to the close of this journey, let's pause for a moment. We've explored 6 rare abilities that only a small percentage of people over 70 maintain. Yet each one is within reach if we choose to nurture it. Rising from the floor without help, embracing new technology, holding on to deep friendships, walking strong and steady, learning fresh skills, and giving back through service. These are not just skills, they are signals of vitality, of courage, of the will to keep living fully. The heart of this message is simple: it is never too late. Even if you begin with just one of these abilities, you are already planting seeds of independence, strength, and joy. Progress doesn't have to be fast or perfect. What matters is the direction. Each step you take tells the world and yourself that you are still growing, still alive, still shining. Life after 70 is not a time of fading, it's a season of refining. You carry wisdom, resilience, and experiences that younger generations can only dream of. And when you choose to invest in yourself through movement, learning, friendship, or service, you remind everyone around you that age is not the end of the story. It is a powerful chapter of its own. So, here's my invitation. Reflect on which of these 6 abilities speaks to you most right now. Maybe it's the strength to walk farther, the courage to learn a new skill, or the joy of giving your time to others. Choose one. Begin today. And if this message has encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your reflections in the comments, like, subscribe, and pass this video to someone who might need a little hope. Together, let's walk forward with dignity, vitality, and joy, because life is still waiting, and it's beautiful.